When two 16-year-olds named Jason Rubin and Andy Gavin started their own gaming company, nobody really expected much from them. Not caring what anyone else thought, the boys continued with it and through the years created ever more polished PC and console games under the banner Naughty Dog. But with the release of Crash Bandicoot, the company hit AAA status and pumped out hit after smash hit across 2 generations of Station's play. With the advent of the cleverly titled PlayStation 3, Naughty Dog decided to jump consoles again, but this time, taking it in a brand new direction. In contrast to their bright, stylized games of yore, their next game would be a realistic action-adventurer, Uncharted: Drake's Fortune. After a year of silence since 2005's Jack X Team Racing, Naughty Dog unveiled Uncharted: Drake's Fortune at E3 2006.
This is finally it.
Uncharted would be a third-person shooter platformer, going for a more photoreal aesthetic than its zany predecessors. The game earned high praise at the convention for its slick graphics and smooth gameplay, as well as the nickname Dude Raider for its similarities to the Lara Croft franchise. With the new visual direction came a new method of development, which brought with it its share of problems. Whereas before Naughty Dog had coded all their games in their own proprietary programming language, for Uncharted they switched to the industry standard C++. While this allowed them to share data as necessary with other companies assisting them, it also slowed them down as they learned the quirks and tricks of the new language. Nonetheless, the game started building hype for the impressive technology it displayed. The game could render physical effects that other games had never even attempted, from sunlight dynamically streaming through trees to a correct wetness mechanic. If Drake waded knee-deep through water, he would only get wet from the knee down, and so on. And given the company's proven track record, expectations were high. Despite all the pressure, Naughty Dog held firm to their release date of November 2007. It hit store shelves on November 19th and promptly flew off them.
Oh, crap!
The game was lauded for its high production values, including detailed cinematic cutscenes and top-notch voice acting wrapped around a well-written Pulp Fiction script.
Why don't I just wait here and you can, swing around and come back and pick me up?
Okay, what are you up to?
For a platformer, the game had a heavy emphasis on combat, including a cover-based system normally reserved for straight shooters. In stark contrast to certain other third-person shooters, Naughty Dog intentionally went for a vibrant, polychromatic color palette. The end result was a fantastic-looking game, considered by many to be one of the very best-looking games on the market, if not the very best. Combined with its adventurous story and archetypal yet well-defined characters, the game quickly found a following. While the game did have its problems, including a short 8-hour campaign and some pop-ins and graphical errors, they didn't prevent Uncharted from becoming the PS3's bright spot of 2007. It remains one of the PS3's flagship titles, something Sony desperately needed after the defection of so many other once exclusives. All the good press made for a huge success, and as with any successful Pulp serial, a second episode wasn't far behind. Indeed, in December 2008, Game Informer revealed Uncharted 2: Among Thieves to the world. Expanding on the original, the game utilizes an incredible 90 to 100% of the PS3 cell processor and fills the entire 25 gigabytes of a Blu-ray disc, making it one of the first games to fully use the PS3's technological advantages over its competitors. The game features a wider array of locales to explore and blow up, making for a slightly longer single-player experience of about 10 hours. But even though a second helping of Uncharted would undoubtedly make for another hit game, Naughty Dog wanted more. This time around, Naughty Dog included multiplayer, both co-op and competitive. Competitive allows players to have a shootout with up to 10 players in a variety of different modes. While this is a standard multiplayer setup, for co-op, Naughty Dog took the innovative approach of designing an entirely new campaign just for it. So instead of playing through the exact same levels with 2 players instead of 1, a group of players can collectively enjoy an entirely new adventure. On top of this, Naughty Dog wanted to promote user-generated content for their sequel. And so they reached out to machinima.com to ask what they could do to make their game the most filmmaker-friendly game possible. The result was an entire suite of filmmaking tools, including in-depth camera controls, a motion capture space, and even a green screen. Combined with its new multiplayer modes, and of course the franchise's popularity, and the results should be astounding. Keep watching Machinima for more of that. Uncharted 2 hasn't even been released yet and has already received rave reviews from critics, and looks set to become a legend in the PS3 pantheon. If the game can expand on the franchise's user base the same way the game itself expanded on the original, expect Uncharted 3 to be swinging its way over soon. Whether it's been cartoon mammals or stubble-chinned heroes, Naughty Dog has consistently made games that appeal to a wide audience, with fantastic technology underlying a finely crafted visual story. And though they've had their weak moments, they have grown into one of Sony's elite developers. In the current console generation, the PlayStation 3's much vaunted muscle has so far remained largely untapped. But with Uncharted 2 already pushing the boundaries of what can even be fit onto a disc, if there's anybody out there who will push a powerhouse console all the way, expect it to be Naughty Dog.